Hi, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about the book ideas generator, which if you're familiar with my channel at all for the last couple of years, you'll know that I did a video on this about a year and a half ago. And what it is it's a place for readers and writers to exchange their ideas so that if there's, let's say, a writer out there who's struggling to break out of the zombie young adult, apocalyptic trope, or if they just don't know what to do with that family drama that they feel like needs to be talked about. The point of the book ideas generator is they can come to this messaging board to find their next idea, and it's based off the idea that readers can tell them what they want. And if you scroll down to my page here, you'll see an example of what that looks like. Once it loads in, you'll see that it's a card system here, and then you've got updates and ideas up here. And those who actually want to submit ideas, all they got to do is just type in what the title of the idea is, and then just give a little brief description of what that is and submit it. And it's very simple. Once the idea goes on the board, people can upvote it. And then of course, if a writer finds an idea that he wants to write about, he'll write a comment in the section here. So like if I go into the spy thriller Antarctic focus, just hit the comments over here, and you'll see that there's a place to add your comments. And if your comment is, I'm going to write this, then you do that. And it's really simple. And there's also a section here where if this is too small, you can click on the full screen map, and it'll take you to a full-size board. And the whole reason why I'm bringing this up is because over here you'll see the back end of the LoopedIn product, and this is what I'm using for my book ideas generator. You'll notice that it's been getting a spike of activity lately, 101 views in the last 7 days. And by comparison, if you look at the 3-month metrics here, you'll see that it was pretty low early on, and then it eventually started gaining steam. And the reason is because Google has finally figured it out, and now it's sending people to my page. Took a while, but here we are. But there's a problem. Let's see, I had another one just while we were watching. Might be me, actually. But anyway, the problem with this is that as much as I'm now getting people showing up, no one is using it. I think what's happening is no one's really sure what to do with it. And then what I did is I actually went over to True Conversion because I noticed that people were showing up to the page, but no one was doing anything with it. And I wanted to find out why. So I put up this little survey here to let me know, like, hey, what's going on? And so it's only been up for a couple of days, so I don't really have a lot of feedback yet, but so far I have a no and a not sure what I'm looking for. And the person who said not sure I'm looking for, what they wanted was book ideas, which, again, that's sort of the point of the board. Now, I'm wondering if the confusion here is the fact that it called it the book ideas generator and not the book ideas exchange, which I admit, like if I were, a little more savvy with my titling back in February 2021, I probably would have called it the book ideas exchange, because that's essentially what this is. Although I didn't really want to rule out the generator part out, since I have another program here called Riku, which allows me to do AI generation, which I think I have it open. I'm not sure if I do or not, but right now I don't have the ability to embed special AI components. But at some point, if I have that option, I was thinking of putting the embed here on this page that will allow authors to get their auto generation titles and ideas and things. So that may still come if writers are coming to this page looking for an AI generator title, I think, or idea, that may still be possible. Again, once the technology catches up to the need. But for now, it is an exchange, and honestly, I think the exchange is better anyway, because this is not really a thing for writers to get some in the bubble idea, but for a place for readers and writers to talk to each other. So assuming that the writer finds a topic that he wants to work on, then once he goes into the comments, what I would do is any comment that I find that shows that it's being worked on, I will actually add it to this ideas and production page, which you can see over here. I did all my samples. If you check this idea here, you'll see that I've got mine, my modern day fantasy, Cannonball City, all that already here. So if you click on the card, you'll see essentially what I'm doing with it, and then you'll see additional comments that are left. And so that's the thing, is that authors can tell their readers what they're doing. Like if they found an idea that really resonates, maybe it's a popular idea that a lot of readers have upvoted, that author can then leave a comment, say, hey, this idea is in construction, come visit my page, send it from my email list, stay in the loop so that when I release it, if you still want it, it'll be there. And I mean, people do eventually move on. Like, that's one of the dangers of an idea like this, is whatever's a hot idea today might not be that interesting tomorrow, but it still has to get written. And so the point is we often write not knowing what readers want. And this is an opportunity for readers and writers to make a decision like, hey, listen, if I write this, you're telling me you want to read it, so I'm going to write it. And, likewise, readers are saying, hey, that zombie, vampire, apocalyptic young adult fiction that you're working on, I already got so many of those. I really don't want another one. You're kind of wasting your time right now. Why don't you, write an Antarctic spy thriller? I think that would be more fun. No one's really done that, or at least not. It certainly hasn't trended. So why don't you just, put your time and effort into that Antarctic spy thriller, and see what happens with it. And that's essentially the point of this board. And again, if you don't want to work out this little window, you can go to the main site. So what that would look like, actually, I think if I open the public roadmap over here, you'll see this is what it looks like full screen. Again, it's the same deal. You just click on it. It all works the same. So I'm doing this video even though I've already done one about a year and a half ago, because again, people are starting to show up, but they don't really know what to do with this. And I want to make sure it's very clear how this works, and what the advantage of using it is. And so if you are a writer who has a reader fan base, or if you're just trying to get one going, I would encourage you guys to send them here. I'll put a link in the description. So I'll take them to my actual page, and then if you want to go to this bigger board, you can do that through the buttons. But I want to make it clear what this is and what it's not. So again, it is not an AI generated tool where you press a button and you get an idea. And even if it were, and I'm not saying it never will be, because again, I have there's one of my mini products I bought in the last year can do that. The problem is they haven't made any kind of API yet where I can plug it into my website. So that's why I haven't done anything with it yet. But someday I might. But I want to make it clear that's not really the point of this board, because ultimately it's not about whether or not you have an idea that maybe you're struggling, like I don't know what to do, let me press the button, have the robot tell me what I should write, and then you go write about it. Because how do you know that's a good idea? How do you know that that's what readers want? You don't. You're telling, you're basing it off of an AI generated tool, which again, it might be great for creativity, but it does not guarantee that you have readers. A board like this, again, assuming the readers know about it, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for, is through this, readers will also find it, but I'm also reliant on the writers out there to go, advertise this to your reading list, to your mailing list. Let them know, hey, if you got some ideas that you want me to work on, I'm not, bear in mind, I'm in your shoes, not my own. If you have an idea that you really want to see me write about, here's the place you can go to voice it, and then not only would you have your own voice, but others can vote on it to see if it's a popular idea. And if if every writer out there sends their reading list to this board, we might have an actual community happening here. And again, I don't expect it to blow up. I mean, I'm not even trying to get it to blow up, but the idea is that it's a place where we can have a better understanding what we are likely to sell, essentially, and what readers are likely to not only check out, but be willing to stick around. Maybe they have a few ideas. Maybe you write. Maybe you can keep one reader around for several books. It doesn't even have to be a series. It can be standalones. If they have three different standalone types that they're looking for, I mean, you could write all three standalones and you still have that same reader. I mean, there's a lot of popular authors out there who have plenty of standalone books and they still develop a following. So I mean, it's not impossible. So I just want to do this video real quick to remind you guys, A, this exists, B, what it does, C, if you show up to my page, don't be confused by it. Don't look at it, stare at it, go up and down and scroll and be like, I don't know what this is, and then back out. Because that doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help you, it doesn't help me, it doesn't help your readers. And if you're a reader out there looking at this, again, don't be confused. It's really simple. If you want to see what's going on, you click the card and you can see what the open topics are. You just click on the idea. And then if you see one you like, you click on it, and then if you really like it, you upvote it. And that's it. The more interaction this gets, the more successful it gets. Eventually, we'll get in if there's enough people that visit, we'll see what the favorites are, what the trends are. This section here will probably be blank for a while, because again, without activity, there's nothing there. But yeah, just don't be scared off by how long it's been since there's been an update or an idea. I created this thing a year and a half ago. And I really haven't done much advertising other than the one YouTube video I sent out back then, but now that Google's found it, now that people are starting to show up, I do think it's important that people understand what this is and what it isn't. So once again, if you show up to my page, you have reminder of what it does. You have all these little buttons here you can click on. Like if you need to find out more what this is and this video isn't enough, you can read each button, see what it is. And of course, there's over here, the how to use video is my original video that I posted a year and a half ago. So you can see more clearly what that is. You might recognize that image. And then if you, again, if you're an author and you have an idea that you want, I think the system should be self-contained as far as whether or not, like if I see if there's activity going on, I'll be more apt to check it. But if you're worried that I'll miss it, you can always go to my contact page and let me know, hey, I updated, I put in an entry, or I found an idea that I like, and I'd like it moved to the ideas in progress board. Whatever you need to do to make it clear to me that you're going to take an idea. And ideally what I would like to do is also be able to link readers to your homepage or your website if you've got one, or even your Amazon page, although I'd recommend you have a website, so that actually, that I'm not going to link to Amazon. Have a website and an email list handy so you can capture your readers. And again, I think that's a good way for everyone to just not only build a community, but make sure the next few years are full of books that people actually want to read. So that's the point. Don't be confused by it. And again, there's other things you can check out if you're really unsure. But anyway, that's all. And then it didn't show up here because this only shows up once per visitor. But if you, I think I showed you guys already, just to make sure this wasn't one of my test videos. I have this section here where you can give me a survey. If this little window pops up, just let me know if this has worked out for you. There's a second page that'll let me know what you actually are looking for. So if you don't like this, you can just say no and then tell me why. But yeah, just if this little window pops up, go ahead and take the survey just to give me feedback. It's literally yes, no, or maybe, and then a quick short answer, and that's it. But you don't have to, but it'd be helpful. It won't be up forever. At some point, once I've figured out that people are finally using it and know how to use it, I'm going to take this down. It's just for now, while it's up there, so I can figure out what's going on, why people are not interacting with it. So anyway, that's the book ideas generator. You can again think of it as a book ideas exchange if that's easier on you. I would probably change the name, except that that's going to mess up all my URLs and my Google searches and all that. So for now, it'll stay generator. But again, I don't want to confuse you guys with any kind of dreams of AI, generation. That may happen. I'm not saying it never will. It very likely could happen, but that's not the purpose of this board here. The purpose of the board is for readers and writers to talk to each other, so that writers know what readers want, and the AI is not going to be able to tell you that. So anyway, I hope that helps, and I do hope that you guys come check it out. Share this link with your reader friends and your writer friends, and then again, if you're a writer, share it with anyone on your list. And I do hope that we can get a community started. So leave your feedback in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all the things YouTubers tell you to do. And that's basically it. I don't have much else to say. Oh, except for one more thing. If you're still on, just real fast, I had this tab open. I'm not going to do a separate video on this. I just want to let you guys know, Atticus, they, how I like to talk about different writing apps, and Atticus is like the one that I've been talking a lot about since I was part of the beta team. They added, just real quick, they added new version control in here. So if you are writing multiple drafts in Atticus, you now have a place to select which one is which. So that was pretty cool. So anyway, that's it. Nothing else for now. Come back later, and we'll see what's next. All right, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.